right, hello. This is the first episode of the BWG Grudgecast. I am Jared, and I'll be hosting it. With me, I have Sean.
What's up?
Bill.
Howdy.
And Aaron.
What it is, my ninjas?
Just a little disclaimer to start off. This is not safe for work. We're going to say a lot of probably adult language and awful, awful things, so if you're easily offended...
Yeah, let your kids listen to it.
Yeah, let your kids listen to it.
It'll be
a good learning experience. Some tabletop games that we play that we'll be focused on. We play a lot of 40K, also a vast array of different tabletop and board games. We just got done playing Pandemic,
which was great.
Very fun. We also play, some of us play X-Wing, some play Bolt Action. War Machine and Hordes is also a large following with our group. And then on top of that, the standard video games and any other kind of nerd hobbies that would go along with tabletop gaming.
I played on your mom's sweet puss last night.
Ooh, get it. So that being said, we'll start it off. List of the games of our last 40K games played. We just got done playing Pandemic. We ended up winning, luckily, at the 11th hour.
One card left.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
No more outbreaks.
Yeah, no more fucking outbreaks.
Terrible. 40K games last played. I know Sean and I played against a Iron Hands opponent and a Chaos opponent.
They teamed up, playing 1,500 points. Final score was 20-13.
2013, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Really went both ways, back and forth.
You go both ways.
Always. The Typhon Forge World tank is quite nasty. Thankfully, we didn't really feel most of the brunt of that.
Yeah,
I want a Typhon. I want to fuck you guys up with that thing.
Dude, the ignores cover alone is ridiculous on that thing. Large blast, if it doesn't move 48 inches, ignores cover. And it's
AP1 or 2.
I think it's AP1 actually. It's pretty gross. It's a super heavy. I know that. I think, right?
Well, and I feel bad for Tom, who was playing that army. The fact that he moved his tank and he did a Thunder Blitz with it, self-defeating the fact that he then, since he moved, couldn't fire the full 48 inches.
Yeah.
So he really undercut himself. I think he was a little afraid of the units that were around it.
Yeah.
But just for record, you played Raven Guard, very drop heavy list. I played Imperial Guard, very long range shooty. Our initial strike was a pretty ridiculous alpha strike at taking out both warlords.
Yeah, we took out Ahriman and also like an Iron Father.
I hate Ahriman with a
especially after that
terrible fucking passion. Oh my god.
Terrible.
You murdered Belial on his finest hour, you piece of shit.
So that Sean, Bill, what was your last 40K games?
You mean Aaron and Bill?
Aaron, Bill. Sorry, shut up.
Just because we look alike, I hate you.
I hate you.
What was it? Was that the one where it was you and I?
Yeah, Eldar versus another Raven Guard, another game with mine.
Who played that Raven Guard?
Oh, it was Nick, right? It was you and I versus Nick.
Oh yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry. It was you. It was just you and I.
Yeah.
That was that Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think it was just the two of you.
Yeah.
Because I ended up playing Aaron, I think, that night then.
Did I play?
Yeah.
I thought I built stuff that night.
Aaron built. You played Nick. You played your
played
guard.
Mr. Imes.
Did I?
And he borrowed your Raven Wing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ah, see?
Correct.
I believe we drew.
It was a draw. I think it was like 6-6.
I was basically trying out the Hemlocks to see how they did.
What did you think of the new Eldar Codex with your experience with it so far?
I haven't really been playing the severely broken parts. I did try the Warlock Council. Harnessing on 3 was certainly nice. In general, I don't know that I used it to particularly good effect. I was very interested in the Eldritch Storm, which was scary, but didn't really do much to most of the stuff I was fielding on. Cover really is a major issue for Eldritch Storm. It's powerful out in the open, but as long as you're in cover, you're pretty well.
Definitely.
I am surprised how little I play against the new Eldar Codex, the Imperial Knights. I never play against them. It's really weird to me. I dodge a bullet every time.
You do. You got lucky with Imperial Knights.
You're working every Saturday, so you're not able to see all that stuff.
I am just shocked.
I mean,
would you like to play against it? I'll
Not
bring Imperial
necessarily.
Knights,
Not necessarily.
and Bill will bring Eldar, and you bring 2,000
Just
points,
in a-
whatever you want.
in a-
I'll
whatever
bring
you want. Any Unbound.
fucking-
Have fun with it.
Try out the web
The
waypoint.
fucking worst
Sure.
40K sandwich ever.
Well, leading into that, the newest release was the Imperial Knights Codex. I thought it was interesting. I mean, from an artwork standpoint, I thought the artwork was really cool in it.
I
A lot of
really
the
like the
different
new
houses were
models. The carapace mounted weapons are really cool. The missile launcher looks badass. The autocannons look badass.
The formations are nice, and because it says any knight, you can use those sexy Forge World knights. I'm definitely considering getting a second castigator so I can run my Acheron, and then 2 castigators along with my 3 other knights.
No wonder why I don't play against you, bastard.
But I mean, overall, I thought the heirlooms were interesting.
I like the heirlooms. I like having
They're
getting
tomatoes,
it will not
right?
die.
Yes,
Tomatoes,
the heirloom
heirloom
tomatoes I
tomatoes.
thought were fantastic. Really good time. Good seasonal.
Quite fresh.
Fresh. But other than that, I mean, I was honestly expecting Gerantius and the Ebon Knight in there. That was the only letdown I thought I had. I thought it would have been neat to have those special characters in the book, too.
Yeah, it would be nice, but I mean, they're already printed.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't already grab them out of the books they're already in.
Nah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to using them in conjunction with the Execution Force Assassins.
Okay.
Since I have a copy of that, I want to run the Assassin build with them, like as another formation to go along with it. That'll prove fun.
Absolutely.
I think the main weakness I predict for the Night Titans is if you know you're going up against a Night Titan list, it's pretty easy to figure out what you need to take to try to fight it.
Absolutely.
Whereas a lot of other armies, you don't know exactly what they're going to bring, and that feels like that's going to be a major weakness.
So do you think tournament-wise, do you think this is going to change the meta? I know Eldar, to some degree, changed the meta of the tournament scene, supposedly, upcoming. I know a lot of tournament organizers are freaking out about it, which I don't think is necessary.
Why? Because Wraithguard have all D weapons?
Yeah, but they're short range still.
Still D weapons.
Well, it's the deflamers that cause a lot of concern. Although the reality is, compared to what they were, it's only a problem with multi-wound models now.
Yeah.
And then on a tank, it's still just one hit. It's powerful. It's hard to say whether or not it's.
But at the same
too
time, though, you still
overpowered.
have to get those Wraithguard across the table, and to do it effectively is very difficult.
I mean, the only real way would be allying Dark Eldar with the open transports.
And then I'll shoot them. Then you can shoot them down. They're only armor 10.
Yeah,
So then
and
they're going to be
open top
back
transport.
to moving again, footslogging. The scary part is the webway portal. That's ultimately the scariest part.
You can put them in a Wave Serpent, and they can go awfully far in a single turn. Even if you pop them, they're still probably going to survive.
But that's
and
only
just
one
be there.
turn. Them getting across the table. So then you have a 5-person clump. The Wave Serpent has 12 model transport capacity, so maybe 6 models get across the table.
Very.
Okay, I'd rather just take a command squad with plasma guns and just wait for them to get out and just shred them.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that it's too overpowered, but
No, I think it'll be fine.
against Terminators, it's kind of a problem. But one thing I'll tell you, with the D-Scythe and the -1, everyone was thinking about that in terms of the 6. It's actually a big factor in terms of the 2, because the 2 gets downgraded to a 1. So
Exactly.
now 2 of the rolls do nothing. That hurt with the Hemlocks against when we were
Yeah,
playing
because you
Tron.
could have.
I rolled a lot of 2s.
Yeah.
So that's basically our thoughts on the Imperial Knights Codex. The other thing that just released was at the Warhammer World, the Blood Oath special edition thing.
I think it's bullshit that they're not selling it internationally.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially seeing some of the formations that were in that book.
It really calls into question whether or not it's legitimate fair play then. It's one thing to say everything that's in print is fair play, but something that's limited edition like that, I think, to your question about tournaments and stuff,
At
it's
least
gonna
make
be
it
a problem.
legal for that. Like, I mean, put it in White Dwarf. Make it fair for everybody.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
they'd have
really
to do.
surprised if they don't release it.
Even if they
National-
release one formation
internationally.
per White Dwarf, at least then it makes it available for everybody. Okay, yeah, if you go to Warhammer World, all right, you get all the formations in one book. Great, fantastic. But then a White Dwarf, you could get that one formation every so many weeks.
Right.
So it still makes it available. It's not completely broken.
Yeah, the big thing becomes availability at that point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think if you showed up to a gaming group with that codex and said, "Oh, this is legal," most people are going to say it's no more legal than if you just made something up, because none of the rest of us have access to it. So that's not
Exactly.
valid.
And for them to say, "Oh, well, you can download it," then you're just then
you're
obviously
stealing
you're
it, right,
you're
that's
allowing fake codexes.
Yeah, that's an interesting move on their part. I don't know what they thought they were accomplishing necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I understand they're trying to, give a benefit to people that showed up to the Warhammer world, reopening. Great, and they did a fantastic job with that huge diorama. The pictures from it look fantastic.
How about that Warlord?
The Warlord Titan, Aaron is really considering getting one.
New job, rolling in the money.
But an interesting comparison is Warhammer Hordes does do that. They, on occasion, have a brand new model with brand new rules that come out, and in that case, you have the rules and the model to go with it, and it's considered fair play when that's available. Especially in the league games, if you have it, you're actually allowed to play it. But if you don't have it, even though it's
look
limited,
at
you
their
can't,
Kickstarters when they released those Junior Warcasters.
Right.
They were legal for everybody that had Kickstarted it. They had their models, they had their cards. Everybody else had to wait. Still fine, but they were still making it known that
It was limited edition.
Yeah,
it's just
and eventually everyone
release.
is going to have that capability of getting that. I don't know if that's the case with this.
I appreciate the fact that Games Workshop wants to be somewhat secretive with their products, but at the end of the day, you're not helping your own environment by being so secretive.
Absolutely.
You're not helping your customer base, and
It's all about that base, man.
now we have a 1 maybe 2 week lead time, knowing that something's coming out and that's it. If the rumors are wrong, we're just going in blind. So we
But
wait
at the same
until
time, isn't it
more
like
comes
Christmas when you get that stuff revealed to you? And it's like, and surprise, new codex. Like, oh,
out. But with
all
how
right,
fast they're releasing these codexes, it's kind of
awesome.
they're being released at a breakneck speed.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
different than like 3rd edition.
Yeah, where
Where
you
you
waited
waited, like-
6 months for a new codex.
6 months.
Space Marines.
For
sure.
new Space Marines Codex, maybe. If you played any other faction.
Well, they
Dark
have
Eldar
love
took
for the
11 years.
Marines,
Yeah.
bro.
11 years. Thanks, Dark Eldar. After everyone thought they were just going to get rid of them the way the squats.
You reset the
reset the
goddamn
timer.
clock.
Reset the timer.
Oh God.
So, leading into that, Space Marine Codex, rumor roundup. What have you guys heard about the new Space Marine Codex coming out? Anything? I know there's been a bunch of rumors about a whole bunch of things.
Ultramarines getting some badass veterans. It's going to be awesome. Really super excited about that.
I'm looking forward to chapter-specific boxes, such as the Raven Guard.
Salamanders with their special Devastator squads.
Absolutely. You being a Raven Guard player, that's going to be huge.
I already own 40 Assault Marines. I don't know if I want more. But who knows? Maybe I'll buy them and make them Vanguard vets.
Absolutely. And it looks like chapter-specific formations obviously is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
With them with Source seeming to pull the Assault and the Devastator box, do you think there's a possibility of them doing a combined box?
I don't know. I mean, the possibility isn't out of Games Workshop's realm, but I don't know.
You mean a combo box like?
Like you could make them Assault Marines or you can make them Devastators.
No way. I
No way.
doubt that. I severely doubt that. I mean, different
That's a lot of
legs,
bits.
heavy weapons,
It's
special
the bits
weapons.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd more
That
you'd
box would
more
be
likely
$100
see
for 5 guys.
You'd more likely see Stern Guard and Devastators mixed before you would ever
Absolutely.
And then like a Vanguard Assault Marine box. Maybe that's a possibility if they're trying to do new sculpts with Stern
Yeah,
Guard.
I mean, I could definitely see that, especially for like the Vanguard and Raven Guard special, chapter specific squad. That'd be
Absolutely,
cool.
yeah.
As one box, that'd be cool.
What else do you think they'll do? Anything crazy? I know there's been a lot of
You're
weird
going to see
things on
there's 2
the
new
internet.
vehicles. The new
Yeah.
Land Raiders or the new Rhino.
And
They go
squadron
together.
vehicles is a thing
Squadron
now.
vehicles I could see.
Yeah, people were saying like, "Oh man, Squadron Land Raiders." So it's like, no, guys, basic ones are not going to happen.
They're talking about the Land
But the
Raider,
Land
Redeemer,
Raider,
and
Redeemer,
Crusader.
those
They're
are going
going
to be
to
cool.
fast attacks, possibly.
I am okay with that. Just put it out there.
I've got another Redeemer ready to be built. It's just sitting in a box.
I know it's never going to happen,
So-
but I would love to see them do something about grab weapons in the Centurions. I hate those goddamn things.
I
just
think
still
that'll
s-
get worse.
I think
Yeah,
it's going to get
it's probably
nasty.
gonna get stronger.
They're probably going to do what the drop the drop pod is going to go to fast attack.
So you won't have to ally with anyone.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that seems like a pretty obvious thing. I also think, well, everyone's wondering, will they go D-weapons? Is Eldar an indication that D-weapons are just going to happen? If so, where do they show up in Space Marines? My money's on at least the conversion beamer.
Yeah,
I think
Conversion
max
beamer, I
range
see that's
conversion
gonna happen.
beamer.
Yep.
turning into a D weapon.
I think
that would make
vortex
sense.
grenades are going to be something that you can pick up for chapter master or captain.
That would be kind of fun.
That would be excellent. I mean, it scatters back onto you and then murders you and your honor guard.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
You, your honor guard, your family, your family's family, everyone.
Your
that ever knew
brothers,
you.
fathers, sisters,
Or you
cousins.
throw it and
know,
it
once-
lands on multiple
Given
Necron
remain-
monoliths and it removes them from the game. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
whatever.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yes.
Yeah, that totally
It
happened.
does happen, unfortunately. But I think that would be an interesting thing. Honestly, I think vortex grenade would be
Yeah,
neat.
actually, that's a pretty...
I
that'd be
want
an
you to
elegant
be able to,
solution.
like throw them farther than they already are.
What, than the 6
Yeah.
inches?
I mean, yeah. Why not?
I mean, yeah, but then you're getting
No, they're
demo
going.
packs.
You throw them 8 inches.
I think you throw
Oh, they're
8
8
inches. You
inches?
double your
You
strength.
throw-
Yeah,
okay.
double your
They're
strength.
8 inch.
I think that's what it is.
range.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That would make sense. That would make sense. All right, next phase. We all have our opinions on rules. I like to call this "You Fix It." Bringing up some rules that we think would have a better idea on how we could fix something. I know it's kind of it could be a bullshit thing, but just whatever you think. What is certain things that you think? Okay, it would be cool if this would be this way. I know Sean and I discussed.
I would like to see land speed. Oh, not just land speeders, space marines, but like skimmers or fast skimmers to be able to shoot at flyers with bonuses. I mean, maybe not firing at full ballistic skill, but instead they'd get a +1 to their snapshots if they were firing at flyers. I mean, being able to shoot a flyer on a 5+ instead of a 6+ might make it a little bit more beneficial. I mean, land speeder storms. Look, those are, a decent transport, but they get shut down quite a bit, and they're not really that fantastic. I would like to be able to see it be a little more versatile.
You talk like William Shatner. Can you stop that?
I've been awake for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
No, but
It really bothers me. That's what I want to fix. Is you not thinking before you speak. No.
Well, I did get put on the spot, and then I totally said.
I know you blanked. You totally blanked. I would love. Now, granted, you can do this with an independent character with them. With the Tech Marines. Why can't we have command squads back to be what they were back in like 3rd edition? I want like an apothecary. I want a Tech Marine back in there. I want
Just a
chaplain.
gang of
just
dudes.
a fucking gang of like special characters hidden in a rhino. Just fuck shit up. Like it's gonna be great.
You can do that.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
But like,
you can take an apothecary and a tech
all right,
marine
listen.
and a
I want to
champion.
buy them a part of the unit. Like whatever.
Oh, like an upgrade, like
Oh,
a unit upgrade.
absolutely. Like, here's a command squad. Upgrade 1 to, Tech Marine. All right, badass.
So all you want is the Tech Marine back and the command squad.
Actually, that'd be
Everything
so
else is
good.
fine.
I don't want to have to spend fucking Elite's choice for it. Just put it back in there. Just put
Not
it back in there.
all. For some,
And then he gets a Signum, and then everybody can use his fucking
well,
Signum.
for some armies, it's a no force organization pick.
Yeah, but still, I don't want to fucking use up an Elite's choice. But that's just me personally. That's just me venting. Anyway.
I mean, I like the skimmers idea. Back to the skimmers thing a little bit. I like the AA on it. I think if we did that, though, I think you need to rehash some of the flyers. Armor 12 is fine, but I think to some degree, if we start allowing more things that can take out flyers, the highest armor value on a flyer is 12. If you're allowing a 50, 75 point land speeder to be able to knock down a Xiphon, the new Xiphon interceptor,
Looks so good.
looks sick. It's 205 points, 2 hull points, and I think it's armored 10 or 11 all around.
I think it's 11 all around.
That's
If I was a part of like whoever owns Battlestar Galactica, I would sue the pants off of Forge World for
yeah,
that. 'Cause
yeah.
that thing looks exactly like a fucking Viper.
It does. It does, sadly.
I actually going to dissent a little bit.
Okay.
I think Dreadnoughts should get that. I can't take the credit for that. That's based on an article that I was reading in the comments. But, I think Dreadnoughts are hardly ever taken.
True.
They need more help than
Absolutely.
anyone, and giving them something like that would be a good counterpoint. Now, I will also say, I think flyers are a tough sell. They're expensive, they're weak, they don't come on right away. There's a chance they're not going to come on for quite some time. I'm surprised when people take them because of that. They hardly ever seem to do the kind of damage that comes with all the drawbacks that come with them. It's really a hard sell. I mean, I've seen some people use them effectively, and sometimes they come in nicely. But
I like my flyers. Like the Twin Link Assault Cannons and the Twin Link Las Cannons. They're fun. The Storm Talon is a good tank. Is a good flyer, especially mixed with an Aegis line with comms relay or the Damocles Command Rhino. You're getting them in way more effectively. But then you have to lean on that crutch of bringing those items in.
It's a handicap point.
Yeah.
it's a further tax on an already. What are you really getting for that? I mean, that lead game, and I'm pointing to Aaron here. He brought all kinds of flying shit, and I was like, I've got orcs in cover. Go crazy.
Yep.
So I think there's something needs to be done to fix flyers. I don't really have a good suggestion though.
Another thing, what you had said, about dreadnoughts. There's no love for dreadnoughts in any of these like past release codexes. I have 3 metal venerable dreadnoughts from 4th edition. I'm gonna do nothing with them. I have 3 plastic dreadnoughts. I ran 6 dreadnoughts in 4th edition. And I'm never gonna be able to use them ever again. I had to
cool.
They were badass.
And I mean, let's take a
I
look
own
at
3 Contemptors, and I have to give them.
Contemptors are exceptions.
Those are
Contemptors are an
Contemptors are
exception.
exceptions.
But-
Regular dreadnoughts
but taking-
suck asshole right now.
I also have the regular Mortis pattern dreadnought with autocannons.
Yeah.
Dual arms autocannons. That's
That's the fix.
But that's the
That's the
fix.
fix.
You have to make
give
it
them
stand
2
still.
fucking. You have to make them stand still. You have to give them 2 guns, and that's it.
No, but I mean, that's the fix. If you give all dreadnoughts the possibility that if it stands still, it gets Skyfire, I think that would help considerably.
Absolutely. I'll
but
run
see
2
that
fucking
they're
last
s-
cannons.
But they're still shredded so easily.
Absolutely.
What is it? 3 hull
And then
points?
nobody's taking fly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're-
Yeah.
3
they're
hull
so
points
easy.
with such minimal amount of armor.
Do-
I can
do
get
you-
behind a
do you
freaking
think that
dreadnought
all-
without even trying.
Do you think that all walkers like dreadnoughts be very similar to the Eldar walkers? Where they almost have a toughness. I mean, that would be kind of
Make
cool.
him
Making
into
them
monstrous
monstrous
creatures.
Make it a monstrous creature. Give him a
That
toughness
was
value.
mentioned in that same article as a
I mean, that would
consideration,
be
but it,
huge
does, it
change.
introduces a lot of other issues too.
Absolutely.
For instance, poison suddenly a huge problem. So now you're getting
Yeah.
your ass there.
So
that way.
so you give it.
But you give it a 2+ armor save, and you're
right.
A lot. One of the
Absolutely.
suggestions was
Balancing
giving it an invul. Actually, I mean, I think the contemptor solution is probably the right
Yeah,
solution
'cause it's
for
got the
general.
And it's front armor
but-
13. That's huge. That's
Well,
huge.
the basic
combat,
dreadnought,
yeah.
give it a toughness value, make it armor 3 with a 4-up invulnerable. That'd be cool. And then a venerable dreadnought, you give it a 2+ armor
make it
save
armor
and
3.
a 4-up invulnerable.
I would say make it 3 with a 5-up invulnerable. I think 4-ups.
But then you give
make
it wounds. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
That's
I mean,
the rub.
the
You give it a
invulnerable
3
save
up.
50% of the time. I think would be a bit much. I think a 5-up would be a lot.
5 would
better.
be fine.
Yeah.
I'd be fine.
They're
I mean,
also
it's tactical
unforgivably
dreadnought
slow.
armor and then
They just
regular
have so
dreadnought
much
armor.
going against them. That
Yeah.
there's needs
the
to be
only
more
plus
balance.
side to it is that okay, if I throw it into a Lucius pattern drop pod, then I deep strike it behind somebody. If I put
And you fuck shit up.
dual Kiri's arms on it and just mow down somebody's backfield.
Contemptors are the
or-
best thing ever.
They are
if
the
you
best.
take
Oh,
a
they're
regular
amazing.
dreadnought, you're crazy.
You're a
That's-
crazy person.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely.
Ironclads are a little bit of
Ironclad's a little
something,
better.
but it's not
Yeah.
much.
And I mean, the only other option is
Seismic hammer
Blood
and
Angels
a
with their
drill.
The Furioso and the
their
Librarian.
Furioso dreadnoughts are way better. I mean, they can take
Absolutely.
what is it, a Melta-gun left arm,
A
on their
librarian
Power Fist,
dreadnought
and multi-Melta on their right arm.
Yeah,
so they
absolutely.
are way better off.
Absolutely.
I think also maybe if they didn't have the rear armor, if they just had all around good armor,
Yeah,
which
like
is
12 all
reasonable
around.
because you're not dealing with a vehicle situation. So
It's a
that's
mobile
plausible.
thing.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to be less armored in the back. If you're, why would you build something like that?
Exactly.
Another idea in the whole you fix it realm of just dreadnoughts, what's up with the chaos, Hellbrute being just a solid brick of fucking plastic? There's no conversion possibilities for
None
Well,
whatsoever.
that's just
but-
from Dark Vengeance. I mean, the
Yeah.
box set that they sell,
which
way
everybody
better.
has 3 of them. Everybody
I
has
own
3. Exactly. I have 3. Good job. Yay me.
getting into chaos. I mean, chaos is rumored to be one of the codexes coming up to be fixed. I would
Yeah.
say
Absolutely.
I mean, Legion rules.
Legion rules. I think
Give us freaking Legion rules.
third edition, when they had almost the chapter tactics for chaos, I think was great. I think introducing something along the lines of a chapter tactics.
I miss
for
chapter
chaos.
approved rules.
Yeah.
The fact that you could gain benefits of the Isfin massacre against any army you went up against. That, for Raven Guard, that was fun as hell.
I mean, Iron Warriors at that point, in 3rd edition, Iron Warriors, you could drop a fast attack to gain an extra heavy support, and the reverse for Night Lords. You could drop a heavy support for an extra fast attack. That was perfect, and it's a simple solution.
Raptors were amazing in that edition. They had hit and run. They don't have that shit now.
They don't.
Nope. At least I don't remember. Yeah,
I haven't played against Raptors in a while.
You know who had them for a long time? The sisters. The sisters had
Seraphim. They still
Seraphim.
Seraphim have hit and run, I think.
Fucking pissed me off in like 4th edition when like Chaos didn't have hit and run in Raptors, but Seraphim had them. Awesome, thanks.
Oh well, that's all they had going for them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much hate on them.
I mean, like when you carried like your box of models, you basically were like, just one jack diesel arm.
That and old school Necron.
Oh yeah, just lifting your army box was like a fucking event.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think chapter tactic rules basically for Chaos would be huge. I think
Even if not just having chapter tactics. I mean, unlockable abilities per your
like,
leader.
Yeah, whatever leader you take. Yeah,
just like Corsaro Khan giving unlockable information, like abilities.
Like
Vulcan,
on the Dark Angels, Belial giving you troops.
Exactly. That makes it much simpler.
I'm gonna also say on the fixed level, Tyranids need a major revamp to.
They need to collect all those
behavior and everything that goes with that. It made sense in previous editions. It's now you're having to do things just to not have a detriment that's not actually balancing out a weakness somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah.
I got my
so
freaking dick ripped off by Bill West.
I'm not saying you can't do a good job. I'm saying as a mechanic,
I would
it's
love
a
to see.
detriment.
Speaking of Tyranids, I would love to see them somehow get it away from Monster Nids and back into the horde, crazy,
You'll
onslaught
never
of
see it
Tyranids again.
ever again.
It doesn't sell models, man.
It doesn't sell models.
Yeah, but see, I disagree. How does a horde-based army not sell models?
Because you have your horde-based army with orcs and Imperial Guard. You could horde up Imperial Guard.
Yeah, but there's no reason you can't horde up Tyranids and still sell models.
They could go back to Gene Stealer. I think if they do put out a Gene Stealer
Gene Stealer Cole, I think it'd be
supplement,
great.
they'll do well with that. I think part of the problem is right now the instinctive behavior on the horde models is really annoying, and it's an unnecessary detriment. They should really do something with Synapse that makes it a benefit rather than canceling a detriment. Or a benefit and a detriment. I mean, in previous editions, it gave you Eternal Warrior, which may be too powerful, but that's another issue. Warriors, they're not good enough. They don't have good armor.
Yeah.
Before, when they had Eternal Warrior, it didn't matter that they didn't have good armor because they had 3 wounds. But you can't just have them be crap. And the problem right now is you can win with Tyranids, but you're doing it with certain things. You can't play a big chunk of the Codex, and Eldar did it right this time. You can play almost everything.
Tyrant Guard,
Exactly.
the Hive
And that
Guard,
absolutely, I think
are all
Eldar did
good.
perfectly right on that aspect, that they made everything really viable.
The Tyranid army needs a complete revamp of their book and just drag all those different supplements that you're using to build your army into one book. One localized book.
Absolutely.
You have to look at 8 different books to build an army list for that army.
Oh yeah,
And
It's really
it's
annoying,
really
yeah.
fucking dumb. It's dumber than my brother's face.
and it looks like yours.
And it looks like mine.
No, the biggest thing is like Bill West. He is honed. Like he knows every
Pretty sure he
page
goes
of this
home
thing.
and jerks off into his
Yeah,
attacks.
he is so good with
I'm pretty
Tyranids.
sure if you were to get a good eyeball of that ball,
Like,
sack
don't
and
take a
dog,
black light into his like
I bet you it
library
has
of
paper
40K
cuts.
books.
We love you, Bill West.
I don't.
Not in
Fuck
that
you
way.
and your
though.
army, Bill.
Not in that way,
Fuck
though.
Dude, he trashed me in that freaking
mean,
Birch Spring Assault.
Yeah,
Like,
same here. Same here.
He had
I got my ass
so
stomped by
much
that.
psychic dice. He just murder raped my army. Like it's not good.
Dude, those.
All I want to do
aside,
against Bill West is take like 11 Collectus assassins against him, and just be like, fuck your army in the face.
Do that
if
to
there
Grey
was
Knights,
something,
man.
if there
That's
was
all you
something,
can really do. I have no other idea of how to beat him with it.
Yeah.
I get pissed off at monstrous creatures to that end because, like, the flying monstrous creature
You
has
used to get
all the
pissed off
benefits
Imperial
of-
Knights, now you own 4.
Well, yeah, yeah, granted, but
That's another thing. I don't care for the randomness of psychic powers. I'd be a fan of psychic powers being universally available, but going back to costing points.
Okay.
So, I think it's annoying that some people get invisibility, others don't. I think it's annoying that you can't plan a strategy around what you're going to have when psychers are a big part of the game.
I would pay for invisibility.
I think everyone
I
would
could.
pay for
But then it could
invisibility.
be appropriately costed in that case,
Right.
and you wouldn't just have
65 points.
Or instead of paying for just one psychic power, you pay for a chance to roll on that chart, which could be a little bit different. I mean, yeah, it's still random, but you can drag that chart down to less powers.
Like a more scaled down.
Yeah, but I like the amount of powers that you can get, like that you can, But I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
I've seen some games hinge on, if you're Eldar, maybe Fortune was what was going to make the difference for you. If you're Tyranids, there's a couple crappy powers or some other really good powers. And in situations where you don't have access to all the different charts, it matters a lot more whether or not you roll well on those tables. And I just think if they're going to make it a major mechanic, which it has its own phase now, having that be totally random
It's not a major
kind of
mechanic.
questionable.
It's only a
Depends. It
phase.
doesn't
Yeah,
count,
whatever.
but,
I do. I was thinking about this. Because of how many powers there are, they could easily just go back through and then allocate points for each power, and you can go. All right, I want to go biomancy, and you want to buy Iron Arm. Cool, buy Iron Arm. Or if you want to do this, that, or the
The
other,
only
that'd
problem
be
with
awesome.
that, though, ends
But
up
like
being
then
that
Primaris powers are free. That'd be cool.
the only
Everybody
problem with
gets
that is you're going to have powers that no one is ever going to use.
But you
Cool.
already have that.
Right.
Except that they're stuck on it. So now you just have the random chance.
Who in their
of
right
having
mind
something
takes
you don't
fucking
wanna use.
pyromancy? I never fucking
A dummy.
I haven't taken pyromancy.
A dummy.
yet.
I've never.
I don't know
once.
why GW dislikes it too, because the firepower in fantasy was never taken either.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, right? It's always
Just
been like
zero
the joke
love.
power.
Doesn't everything have like soul blaze on it or something like
No,
that?
I think it's
Yeah,
mostly
Soul
it's
Blaze
there
is
so that they
questionable.
can play White Dwarf battle reports and go, look, yeah, psychics aren't that bad. We gave them pyromancy. It sounds great. It's fucking dog shit.
I'm choosing telekinesis this
Give me
round.
necromancy. I want to summon skeletons.
That
and
would be
shit.
fun.
That would be awesome.
You kind of have that in Demonology Malefic.
They're demons. I want to summon like a bunch of fucking undead, just like ones that you could just just walk through.
And the
that'd
second
be
power
awesome.
that, like, if you anytime a unit is completely destroyed, roll 2d6, and that's how many skeletons get up from that area, and they're under your control.
Right.
Fucking ballsy.
It'd be awesome.
I also think witchfires are kind of questionable.
flamer my own.
Zoanthropes, you gotta roll the power.
man.
You gotta actually roll to hit. The points of failure are so significant that it's just I don't know if they need to be fixed or if it just needs to be addressed in general.
Psychic Shriek alone. I know in our last game we played against the Mike, our one chaos opponent, had Psychic Shriek. He had to go off 4 times and failed his to hit roll every single one of them.
Yeah, and that's what we discussed.
Get a better ballistic
We
skill,
need
bro.
to talk about possibly do you or do you not roll to hit with that witchfire power? Being a witchfire power in and of itself, it's a shot. It's essentially a gun. You roll
In
a
your
hit,
mind.
but nowhere
Mindful.
on that second power does it state that you need to roll to hit. So it's
By their very nature, you do, but it doesn't tell you what to do with it.
Yeah.
It is a ranged attack, and ranged attacks you need to roll to hit using your ballistic skill.
But it doesn't tell you what to do to fail. So even if you fail, it still says that it's
power goes
resolved, which is what there's a hot internet
You
debate.
right,
I'm not
but
saying
that
we're
means
gonna-
you manifested a power. It just didn't shoot the right target.
Or
But
like
there
you
are ones
manifested
with
the
actual
power.
profiles is the point.
Yeah.
So how many rolls to you're assuming just one roll to hit, but with no guidance on how many rolls to hit, how do you know it's just one? Maybe it's
if I
20.
roll my 3d6 and I get an 18, your leadership is 10. Okay, well then that's 8 shots. Then do I roll to hit roll for every every shot at that point? Then for every wound that you're going to take, or do I roll 1? It's a very gray area, and
Considering
GW
you have a
didn't fully
limited
figure it out.
pool of
Listen.
psychic dice, you
Party in
can
the grave.
perils, you can have it denied, and then you have to roll to hit. That's too high a barrier for what you're actually
Right.
getting. It's hard to believe that's really what they intended.
Yeah.
When you have powers like Doom in the Eldar, which means you re-roll to wounds.
Yeah.
It's disproportionate. It makes it seem a lot like that wasn't really what their intention was. They just weren't good at figuring it out. So for my vote for the group, I say we get rid of rolling to hit.
I would be
Almost
okay
fires.
either way. I mean, it's kind of up to you guys. What do you think?
That's something that we'd have to take a poll on our Facebook page. That would be
Our
probably
Facebook
wise.
page, which is Basement Wargamers, so you know, little plug.
Yeah, we have a public page and we have a private page.
For the
If I don't know
Illuminati.
you, I will know. I mean, just in general, we have a closed group. If I don't know you, I'm not adding you to our group. Fuck that.
We don't have an Illuminati. There's not like we're not like looking for like crazy like gold from like people. We're not like conspiracy theorists or anything.
No one
My
mentioned
bad.
that. No one mentioned that ever.
No one ever mentioned that again. No, it's mainly just for the fucking officers who just shit talk each other. Oh man. Anywho, the last. Let's move on to the last part because I'm an asshole.
Moving on. No, I think that was pretty much it. In terms of fixing rules, you asshat.
I'm still laughing.
The next
about
thing
it.
after that would just be the tournament scene. Do you think anything would change out of that with all this new stuff coming out? I know a lot of it's been adjusted already. I know a lot of people are freaking out about Wraith Knights, but let's face it, most places are going to say either no Lords of War or one per army. So I don't
Which
see
is
that
so
being an issue.
goddamn dumb. Why would GW make a book and then just...
Because GW is not setting a game that is supposed to be played for tournaments.
Marnius Calgar is moving into Lords of War.
Yes.
He's going to be a Lord of War.
I just think the clever solution is to add a sportsmanship/list construction
A douchebag number.
scoring.
Yeah. You get a number of gold stars equal to how douchey you are.
Because here's the thing: no matter what rules you put into place, somebody's going to make the douchiest list possible because they want to
Absolutely.
win.
I know a
The
few people.
solution is to penalize them for being douchebags, not to try to figure it out. It's like anywhere else in the world. You can make as many laws as you want. Corporations are going to figure out how to beat it and do something douchey. The key is to penalize them for being douchebags.
That would make sense. And then if you get so many douchebag points throughout your games, either through having an awful list, you just can't place.
Yeah,
Way to
except you
go.
get the douche. You get
Yeah,
like whatever
you get the number one Sacco award for
exactly.
being the biggest asshat in the league.
It means sack of shit. That's
Sack
what
of
it
shit,
means.
yes. Total sack of shit. So you can play with the total douchebag list, but guess what? You are then nominated
I
as
fully
a
intend to
total
do this
asshole.
at the next Burks Spring Assault event
With your knights?
with my Knights and my Warhound Titans. I'm going to do it.
Can I
I'll
just
tell
take
him
a
now.
Warlord Titan
It's gonna happen.
at the next event? Like
You could. You're going to be over points by 250
$2,000.
points. 2,750 points.
Yeah, you're
So-
over by 250, so you'd have to cut an arm off? I don't know. How does that
Three
work?
fingers.
He's mobilized.
You can never move him. That's a rule now.
You might have to give
250 points off.
a judge a handy in the parking lot. Before
Yeah.
you put it down on the table.
I'm not above it.
I heard some things.
I've done some things I'm not proud of.
Her name is Katie.
It is.
Oh.
She gave me kisses.
Are we bringing back things? That's comedy. You bring it back.
That is comedy. But none of our listeners are going to know anything about this.
That's
Other
an
than my
inside
brother,
joke comedy, unfortunately.
dating and then
I mean, unless we're talking
Robbing
like
the
Katie
innocence
from
of
high
a-
school, and then
robbing the innocence of a
sorry,
girl.
Katie Miller, my bad.
We probably shouldn't list names.
Probably shouldn't mention names.
She,
at all.
yeah, like she's ever gonna be friends with me on Facebook ever.
True. So with that, a list of upcoming events, since that's kind of an event.
I'm getting back together with Katie Miller.
We're
That's
friends.
comedy.
That's
Don't
comedy.
let your girlfriend hear that.
Oh, she might kill you
She's never.
in your sleep.
I don't. I mean, Giselle, if you're listening, my
Sorry.
bad.
That's called comedy. It's a joke.
Oh, we need a drum kit now.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I can bring in my iPad next time.
There
you go.
Rock band.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'll be like our like.
Does anyone have a
Sound
Casio?
effects.
You'll be
It
our
pretty
sound
much
effects
functions
guy.
as one. I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure there's options.
Perfect.
I'm
So,
sure there's an app for it.
podcast number 2, we're gonna have some wicked sound effects. Be ready.
Sanitize.
Sanitize. So the upcoming events, Basement Wargamers is hosting the War Master Grand Prix. Sean, if
It's
you
a
want to touch
single
on that.
elimination
Oh,
tournament
the
for-
X is silent. I didn't know that.
Braun.
Oh, yeah, it's for you.
It's
It's,
Grand
the Grand
Prix.
Prix.
Grand Pricks.
Um,
Because
yeah,
you are a prick.
1,500 points. 1,500 point armies. You choose 3 factions that you're gonna play off of. You build your army list. We've created a BWG standardized detachment, allowing you to use these 3 different army books. or
Denying
whichever-
douchebag Lewis.
Yeah, it's pretty much allowing a lot of douchebags.
Yeah, because
You can use
It's
three
like a
lords of
controlled
war. It's a
douchebaggery.
controlled douchebaggery.
Controlled douchebaggery.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple of spelling errors in it. I fixed that.
You
It's
reworked
expected.
it so that you could maximize the amount of
So I
knights
could-
you could take in.
So I could take as many knights as I possibly can without being called a dickhead.
You're still gonna get called a
You're
dickhead.
still gonna get called.
But it's 1,500 points. How many knights can you really take at 1,500
4.
points?
Quite
you
a
can
bit.
take 4.
4.
We did the math. You could take 4.
Exactly.
And are there? Is that
I don't math
closed?
real well.
Is that full now?
So we have 18 players so far. 2 more people that want to sign up, and we'll be good. It's going to be single elimination tournament. It's going to run all of the summer. It's just going to be very simple brackets for the single elimination.
It'd be like March Madness.
Essentially, but for nerds.
Yeah,
Yeah, nerd madness.
Ooh, there you go.
I'm into it.
We're not renaming it.
War Master Madness.
I will stab
We're
all of you in the
madness
throat.
master.
Except for Bill.
The
He's
Grand
nuts.
Prix Madness.
Grand Prix.
Grand Prix Madness.
You know what? I can start a Grand Prix. It could just be the two of you.
I'm
We
gonna
can-
win.
We do have Grand Prix. High five.
Just because a girl said that once to you doesn't mean it's actually
That's
true.
a mighty fine pricks you got there.
You let me.
I think she was just talking about you in general.
What's up?
So other than that, we do have. I'm toying around with an idea for a campaign for just a small group of us. I'll let you know how that goes as it goes along. But
Nobody cares. No, I'm just kidding.
no one really does. It's okay. It's okay. Not till
Timing's
later.
everything.
Yes. I'm not going to be screwing all of us with the Grand Prix and then this on top of it. So this is probably something that's a few months down the road. That'll be.
Anybody want to play on Wednesdays? I'll be able to play on Wednesdays, maybe.
What about Tuesdays?
Tuesdays? I'll be playing.
He'll be
on
dead.
Wednesday-
He'll be dead on
Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
He'll be
Okay.
dead. I'll be dead. I was dead at the time.
So in conclusion, we do play every Tuesday night
Absolutely.
Here at Model
at Model Not Hobbies. So here's our plug, Model Not Hobbies. Brian Ott is our quartermaster, our proprietor.
Oh,
He's
we
been helping
give
us.
him a shitload of our money.
A lot of money.
That and eBay.
Yes.
But
Both.
mainly Model.
But the
AliExpress. Shameless plug for AliExpress. If they can give me like a gift card or something, that'd be fantastic.
yeah, it's not going to happen.
No,
Yeah.
probably won't.
But Brian does give us anyone that plays. You get a 20% off discount.
That's a great discount.
You have to
Great
be
deal.
a member of
You have to be a member
A
of
member of the
BWG,
group, yes.
and you have to play.
So you got to be a regular.
So you come out with us, play with us. We're kind of dicks, but we're fun to play with.
Yeah, bunch of
Um,
dicks.
You have to have a sense of humor and some thick skin because we have a tendency to rip on each other, but it's all
Thick
good.
skin, not foreskin.
Well, it's okay to have
Foreskin.
Foreskin not required.
If your foreskin's thick, that's a double. Just saying.
It's a double. Double down. KFC double down.
You said that
KFC
very
double down.
intensely. Holy shit.
Anyway, so yeah, there's a
Did
little
you just
plug
give
for
Brian finger guns?
I
Like,
did.
hey, man.
Finger guns. Anyway, that's our little plug for Model Not Hobbies. We play Tuesday nights. We also play Saturdays if anyone's out to play on Saturdays.
I don't play on Saturdays. I got a real man's job.
You mean in retail?
Selling vehicles.
No, that doesn't start
Now.
until June 2nd.
Doesn't count yet. Doesn't
So
count
right
yet.
now-
You still work a 16-year-old girl's
Bing
job.
bong. I will be off June. What is it? May 30th though. I'm off May 30th. So if anybody wants to play,
look at that.
that's so
Woo.
cute. That's so good. Shin, 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 shin.
Is that a Saturday?
It's Saturday, everybody.
Look at
You know, maybe we should. This isn't necessarily this topic, but maybe that's like a Shady Maple celebration.
Oh
be
my
nice.
God, a Shady Maple run.
Oh, I would love Shady
And then we
Maples.
can come back here and pass out in the middle of the store.
Oh, can I take
Oh,
a
in
shit?
my own filth.
Then you can actually play against Imperial Knights and Eldar.
Oh, please, dear God.
Amazing.
Don't make me do that with the itis.
So in conclusion, as this is a grudge cast, we've decided we're going to cast a grudge on every single ending of our podcast. Tonight's grudge.
I can't name my grudge for fear that people will listen. Those people will listen.
But it is currently the most intense.
It
grudge.
is.
Intense grudge.
It could power the
So
Emperor
intense.
for a
Could.
while.
We're gonna hold on to that grudge.
Are we still
until
holding on
later.
that grudge from whiles back?
Or,
Yeah, that's the one,
ways
man.
back-
That's the
from
one.
way back?
possibly a Chaos God. I
Yeah,
don't know.
like,
It
I
might be
can't-
Ruinous
one.
powers.
Can't- Look, because
I still have one against people that steal pizza.
We'll go with
That's
pizza
mine
stealers.
too.
pizza stealers.
People that steal free pizza that was generously given to us to the group during a tournament,
And then
steal it-
deny.
and then
An
deny
apocalypse game.
an apocalypse game, and then deny
Nah, man, he put
Having
models in that pizza box. Who would put models in a fucking pizza box?
So
It was Pizza Hut pizza too. It wasn't like regular.
Yeah, that was like-
super
I thought it was
smelly
Domino's.
pizza.
no, it was
like,
Pizza Hut. It was
It was,
Pizza Hut.
it was pizza. It was just covered in grease.
Pizza Hut is as smelly as you can get.
So our
That's-
first grudge to those individuals.
Stop stealing pizza
Stop
when it's for
stealing
everybody.
pizza.
Share it.
And stop making up your own fucking rules.
Yeah,
Right.
that too.
I-
But
you
we're
know
gonna
what?
go with the pizza first.
I gotta say, I will say it. Fuck it. If you think that
No, come
No.
on. Don't. We don't want to piss off people that are supposed to be.
Besides, that'll be
No.
great. That'll be great.
Supposed.
The
Supposed to
followers of the Grudgecast will just have this be this mystery about what
This
is
mystery of
burning
who-
core
And how
grudge.
funny would it be is if this
Everybody
keeps going
knows.
at the end of every podcast, Aaron still holds this grudge.
I need to say
Like
it.
deep in his heart.
Hold
It
it
needs
back.
to be
End the
released.
podcast. I can't have it.
We can't. So we have to keep the peace.
So with that being
I need to say it.
Hold it back.
so with that being said, good night, good luck, and keep rolling dice.